it 3 times a week to see how it's done, and please do join our community to get your own bingo cards and many other perks. Let's get started. Hello.
Hi.
I think I finally got the intro to work well.
No, it worked well last time too.
Excellent. All right, so it is Saturday, which means we might be done with bingo, except that we are definitely not. I know I'm not. I'm guessing that you probably are not either.
No, why do I think I can do vacation and also work? I'm trying.
Your mind goes, well, it's vacation. I'll have so much free time. And then your family is like, what? Aren't you going to spend time with us?
It's a lot of time,
So,
but they're good distractions.
you want to tell us about your ambitious blackout bingo and how far you've gotten with it?
So I had the blackout bingo, and a lot of it was LinkedIn. And so here's one of the things I'm discovering about LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is better done Monday through Thursday, and today is Saturday. So all the things that I can't last minute fill in these because I would just be, shouting into the void of people who actually use weekends for weekend stuff. So I had known that, and I put in some medium stuff. So I can do some medium stuff, which will let me get a couple of things done. But
Can
also,
you repurpose those? Can you put the LinkedIn stuff on Medium and then bring it over when it's the week?
I think I can, and I think this is for me as a learning process,
Of course.
and
Yes, Priya.
and I think I can.
Yes.
We should have her talk to Mia. Well, they're actually leaving. They're heading off to a nice little beach area where they will all have fun, and then we will all meet at our family reunion. But I've been talking. I have a lot of family in town. I've been talking about my book to them, so I'm doing that terribly hard one-on-one marketing. I'm getting some enthusiastic responses because some of my relatives are in my sweet spot in the target.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask, if it's like the ideal clients, like the right readers. That's great.
Yeah. So I feel like that's a good thing, and that counts. So I'm happy. And it's the kind of thing I normally don't do. Even with family, I don't do this. So, but on the other hand, I have family doing it back to me. One of my cousins,
You open that door now, so they're going to market their stuff to you too.
one of my cousins writes and produces plays, and so he was telling me about, like, we went and saw his play a couple of years ago, the whole family, and
Oh my gosh.
and it was great. And he has since been revising it because, just like with books, plays, or maybe unlike books, plays can actually, you can change them around to make them more streamlined and then reproduce them. So I was talking to him about some of the possibilities, like those multicast podcasts and things like that he could do. And I was
marketing bingo for a play. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, well, so it was his problem. It was his misfortune that he approached me to see about, like, turning it into a book, and I'm like, oh, there's so many things you could do with it. So I talked to him. I mean, a book is, to be honest, considering, turning a play into a book is like, it's a good thing to do, but it's like more static and boring than the play. Whereas a multiplayer podcast, I mean, he already gets people together. This is a group effort that he's been doing, or he gets people together to read it, and
yeah, and it's like, that's going the wrong direction to put it into a book.
Well, I don't know if it's, I mean, that's one of the things you want to think about, right? Is it the wrong direction? I don't think you can have too many channels to get your creative work out there. Any channel that fits. And some people, because this is a historical figure, she's a very strong Irish woman figure from history. Ooh. And so, it would make a great novel for sure. But I just
also think work though too, to, like, a play is like all dialogue. You'd have to fill in so many of
that's why he was talking to me. He knows I do historical fiction, so he's like, okay.
Good thinking on his part. Yes.
So, and then he's got another one that he's thinking about doing, which sounds really exciting. So I'm like,
Now I'm wondering, like, if I go
oh,
see a play that I saw 20 years ago, is it going to be different? Am I going to be like gaslighting myself? Like, I don't remember it happening this way.
well, it depends. So once they get onto Broadway, I don't think they change that much unless they do like a regional theater where they have to drop a scene or two because they have time constraints or cast constraints. But really, for plays getting to Broadway, very often they change a lot between when they first start rehearsing and when they're done.
Wow, I had no idea.
Well, you never know. So it's like we're used to TV, right? Where they either do a million takes and then you just see the best one, or they do it live in front of people and you see whether it works or not. But for a play, I mean, when you see, does the audience react the way you want them to react?
Yeah,
Do they lose
so
interest? It's like
it's
it's
like having beta readers. It's
yeah, like live beta readers. I never want to watch somebody reading my book. Ever.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, that would be terrible if somebody TikTok themselves reading someone's book.
I TikTok myself reading my own books, but yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe one day I would like that. I'm not sure.
So I'm going to count myself as actually hitting my reader column because I actually talked to more than 5 different people about my book who are my target audience and who
Fantastic.
I am going to hit up for a review. So I think that counts as winning my week, even though I didn't do my big, spread. But I have to learn that about LinkedIn. So I think I need to like
Makes a lot
plan.
of sense now that you say it. Like, of course, it's active during the week and quiet on the weekends.
Yeah, no, and it makes sense. And it's like I just have to front load that. Like if I'm going to do LinkedIn, I've got to make sure it's done by Tuesday.
Mm,
And I think that's easily doable, once my brain is back, which
someday.
a house full of family, my brain is not always back. It's like everybody had like, a little bit of travel drama, and then we finally all convened. And
So, where is your book that it's launching in just a few weeks now, like 6 weeks out, 5 weeks out now?
no, it's even faster than that. It's July 1st, so
Oh,
it's like
okay,
2 weeks.
So, are pre-orders up at all, or is that not?
Yes, I have pre-orders everywhere except for Google Play, which I have on my to-do list.
Awesome. Okay. Are you seeing any results there? Have you seen like any place you can see landing page views? Because I know a lot of these, like, we can't see the stats on that, but
So, I haven't the last time I looked, we had 1 pre-order, but I haven't tried to push it yet. It's like that is the one thing I need to do. So I was talking to my co-author. We discovered so she got the print copy, and we discovered there was something we needed to change. So she was working on changing that, and I'm going to put the changes in today and upload the new paperback. It doesn't actually make a difference for the Kindle or ebook version because you can always just make it bigger,
okay.
but you can't do that with print yet. So we have to fix the print book. And we do have the print book coming out. And this is new. Amazon lets you do pre-orders for print now.
What?
I know.
You
I
could,
didn't know
like,
that.
say when it was releasing, but pre-orders?
I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I have to
I
look.
thought I saw that. I'll go back and double check it because I was doing everything really fast while
Yeah.
I was getting
I
ready
saw
for
a
this.
thing about, like, you can say when it's releasing, when it hasn't released yet, like
Yeah,
pre-schedule.
it does it because it didn't used to let you do that. But
Yeah.
I thought it actually had pre-orders up, which is interesting. I'm not expecting to sell a lot of paperbacks, but I don't know. So anyway, we have an advanced reviewer form, and
Mhm.
that is on the Quantumized Career landing page. And I will be soliciting people for that very heavily, probably starting tomorrow. The family reunion is today, where we're going to have 80 people in one place. Um, Lots of kids. Oh, my sister did a scavenger hunt for the kids yesterday, and it was so funny. They were down on the beach digging with shovels. It was so cute.
Oh. Okay, so yeah, don't try to do anything today, but
No, not today.
when are you driving home?
Not for a couple days.
Okay.
So we're good. I should actually, and everybody should be gone. I should have like a day here where it's just me hanging out, looking at the water and
Ooh,
getting some work done. I know.
your writer's dream.
I mean, I love having my kids and grandkids here, but I also love a little quiet time where I don't have to clean anything or do the laundry or any of that stuff that you have to do at home, right? So. Yeah, no, it's been really nice. I would say that for anyone who's thinking about marketing a book, I highly recommend you don't market it at the same time you're taking a vacation. Just doesn't really track. I didn't do that on purpose. We just moved our release date so much. And so that's the thing too. It's like, I actually think if I had figured out this book marketing bingo and I was regularly doing it, winning my week and feeling great, I would not have felt pushed to get this book launched.
Yeah.
Because I have more travel coming up in the fall. And it's like, so I said to my co-author, if we move it again, we have to move it to October. And that was too long for her because she's a newbie author and she doesn't understand patience and building an audience or any of that stuff. And I was like, I'm ready to be done with it, which is always a bad feeling, right? And I think if I were just better at this, it was in my routine and I didn't even need to think about it. It's like brushing my teeth, do my book marketing, right? And then move on with the day. I would have felt different. So it's interesting.
That's where we're getting to. We
Yeah.
weren't there yet. We weren't there when you were doing this, but we're getting to it.
Yeah, where you just trust yourself and you're like, I got this. I do not have to hurry or rush. But also, we just feel like this book is, people could use it right now, so we don't actually need to hang on to it.
Yeah, I struggle with that. Even with fiction, I struggle with like, this is so good. People need to see this immediately. Like, nope, be patient. Make sure it's the best it can be. Like, that's tough.
It's a funny meme on Facebook from an author friend of mine. It's like there's two pictures. One's on the top, one's on the bottom, and it says the top is a city aflame when the world is burning, or the world is burning. I can't remember if it says when the world is, or the world is burning. The bottom picture is an author saying, "Buy my book." And doesn't it feel like that right now? I mean,
I've been seeing criticism on social media of like, how can you still be marketing your book when the world is on fire? So exactly that. And like, I mean, the world's been on fire for a long time. It's getting worse, but like,
well, first of all,
these situations for a long time,
for
and
our novels, they're entertainment and a little bit of a respite
exactly.
from the world being on fire. And for my Quantumized Career book, it's actually a way to help people navigate the fiery mess.
Exactly. Like your instinct should not be, let's get rid of art and like things like that when things are bad.
Entertainment.
You do. And like, this is a very affordable form of entertainment. I mean, there's people out here buying Taylor Swift concert tickets. My ebooks are like $4.99.
How many books could you buy instead of a Taylor? Like 100, probably.
Tons. Which is not to say that you shouldn't do the Taylor Swift concert. Like, do what makes you feel.
No, but we could make a comparison.
Yeah.
It's like, well, if you can't go to Taylor Swift and you buy a book, it's gonna be pretty good. Just buy a book about a rock star person, falling in love while she's doing her rock star stuff, and then it'll be like you went backstage.
Every time I hear somebody give like a little premise like that, I'm like, ooh, how could I write that? I want to write that. Like, that one sentence is enough to be like, let me think how I would put that into a book.
Remember back in the day when all the editors would be saying, we don't want rock stars, we don't want authors. And it's like, Now, when you're an indie author, you can write whatever kind of person you want to write as
You
your
can. And then Amazon puts a whole category around rock star romance. That's an entire category. And I
and
actually
that would be because readers want to read it.
I have 2 books about rock stars, but they're male rock stars, so I have to do one with a female rock star
I
now.
think it's good, but yeah, female. I mean, okay, so let's just be honest. Taylor Swift is like a great role model for, like, that would be fun to work with something like that. A
That could be a
kick-ass
really lighthearted
female rock star, yeah.
Yeah.
So that would be good. All right, so we talked about me. I'm
Okay.
done. Let's go on to you.
Okay. I am going to share my screen for my Trello, which is how I've been trying to organize this, and I'm liking it so far. So the top line is the fiction stuff, and the bottom line is the nonfiction stuff. I am attempting to do 2 bingos this week, one for each. So where we're at is I have scheduled the live for the Summer Romance live stream. I reached out, as it told me to other KU romance authors to see if they could join me, and I have gotten no response to that. So
But
I'm
you
sticking
did it.
by
So the
myself,
square is filled.
and I'm going to do it myself. And if other people want to join in, they can. But I tried. I just now, a few minutes ago, posted the LinkedIn article that I have been working on all week, and I did not co-write it, so it doesn't really count as a collaboration, but whatever. I did it. It advertised my book, so
It's media.
yeah. I also today emailed my list, and I had trouble coming up with a story-driven message, so I just emailed like with a tip from the book. Again, like, I'm running out of time. I'm going to modify this to work better for me because I'm spending way too much time trying to figure out how to make it look exactly like this.
Oh, that's interesting. So, okay, so it's the story-driven message that's driving you crazy?
Yeah, because it's about how I made a small change to make my site more discoverable. Like, I I don't know. Like, I don't have
Has
numbers.
it been so long since you did that?
Clear, clean story about I did this one thing and then it was all amazing. What am I trying to do
Well,
here?
but it's not a question of being amazing. It's just a question of seeing that your traffic ticked up.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like it's not going to have changed your life. Your website suddenly it was known.
Yeah.
Destroyed.
Like, as much as I do like numbers and looking at analytics, I'm not good about actually tracking the results of the stuff that I'm doing. So, like, I don't have the story with the, like, huge,
Oh, I see what you're
you know what
saying.
I mean?
Okay.
Yeah. I do the things and then I'm like, okay, that was done. I'm sure it'll help in some way, and I do the next thing. But actually going back, and this is a place where I really need to also be utilizing things like different tracking links, UTM parameters, because if something is working from the book marketing bingo, I don't know which thing it is because I'm using the same link in everything.
You know what I just learned?
No,
So, my books that were on Smashwords just got auto-populated
they
to,
moved over to Draft to Digital. Yeah.
yeah. And so I put the new book up on Draft to Digital, which means its pre-order is distributed to all the libraries and all the little stores that you can't get into, which is really exciting. But Draft to Digital has a partner site called Books to Read that has like a universal link.
Oh,
So
yeah.
if you go to the Books to Read site, it shows you all the places you can get the book. Well, it also gives you analytics.
Oh,
So, and
okay.
it's like analytics in one place. And it
Yeah.
doesn't, you don't have to have the book actually up for sale like at Amazon to see how many people clicked the Amazon link. You
Yeah.
can, okay, that didn't make sense.
Well, you can't see the
Well, you have to have, you have to have the book up at Amazon, but not necessarily through Draft to Digital. Like you can actually, for
yeah,
books
you
to
can add
read,
your own
yes,
link in there. Yeah.
yes. And so that's like a one-stop statistics shop.
Hmm.
And I hadn't realized that. So when I went in, I was sharing it with my co-author, And when I went in, I'm like, oh, this is it's good, right? It shows you this stuff because
Yes. Now that's good for knowing how many people are clicking and which book distributors they want to purchase from. What it doesn't tell you is how did they arrive at that link?
I
If you
can't remember.
posted it
They might have added that.
really, do they have a way
I'm
to?
not sure. I can't remember because I was thinking that it gave more than that. I will have to look for next time and tell you.
Because if it does that, then I'm totally in. That's the part where I'm really missing is I posted the same link on TikTok and on Medium. Which one brought the traffic? I don't know. And there are ways to put, like I said, something called UTM parameters where you can change the link a little bit. It still goes to the same place, but it tells you where it came from. And I should be doing that. I know I should be doing that, and I'm not. So that's like imperfect action, but there's a step I can take to make it better because then I'll have a better idea of which of these activities are working and do more of that, blah, blah, blah.
And that's the kind of thing you slowly add, right? I
So
mean,
maybe that's a story I should put in my email, a nice vulnerable story about I know I should be doing this and I'm not, but
oh my gosh, that would be so good. You'd be like, so you could say, you know, my book marketing game told me to do this, and I realized I'm not tracking well enough to be able to tell you those things.
yeah.
But, you know I can, and maybe I will one day.
Okay, I'll do that. I will do that.
That's it, because how many people would relate to that, honestly?
Yeah.
I mean, your ideal client relates to that. They're like, well, at least you have a link to your website somewhere.
I'm doing some of the stuff and it's I know all the stuff to do, but am I actually doing it? It's like do as I say, not as I do, and that does not work for anybody.
I mean, but it is all we can do when we're doing our own work.
And it is good to think imperfect action is still action. It's still a step in the right direction, even if it's not.
But you're seeing your book sales are reflecting the marketing you're doing.
They are. And you know what's so
just
interesting too? Okay, let me go to the page reads report. So I was promoting my Out of Water ebook novella that is the only one I have in Kindle Unlimited, and it has gotten to 582 page views. This is a 35-page book, so I feel pretty good about that. But look at this chart. I stopped marketing it and clunk.
Reverse proof. That is important, isn't it?
So yeah, I know for sure. This is where I
time.
discovered there was a problem and it was not actually on KU. And I was marketing it with Book Marketing Bingo. So there's the proof right there. Book Marketing Bingo wins.
So, okay. So did you stop or is there another problem? Have you looked to see if it got kicked off again or something?
I have not checked that. I assumed it was because I ran that little TikTok ad and that stopped. So I figured, and also it's like,
well, isn't that interesting? Was that all you were doing? Was that TikTok ad?
No, that started probably around here. So it did make an impact, but not a huge impact. Or, I mean, this is a pretty good impact, but yeah, I was doing other stuff because I did the whole bingo on it a couple
So
of years
just
ago.
in terms of like for a next step. So that's really interesting that TikTok ad brought people to your page reads. So if you combine,
I think it did.
Well, I mean, it's a correlation. There's no proof because you don't have the link, but it's a pretty strong correlation, right?
Yeah.
So, because that's a significant increase. So if you did like a TikTok boost like that at a time where you were doing price special, because that's what I like about Kindle Unlimited.
Yeah.
Is it lets you give the book away for free for like one day. And if you combine those two efforts, you might get more visibility. That's an interesting thought. Although only what would the traffic person say? You would only do that if you were driving traffic to
funnel ready. Yep. If I knew that this book was definitely going to lead into my other books and cause sales of other books, because otherwise, why am I giving away a free book?
But that would tell you something too, right? And what I like with Kindle Unlimited is it's easy. You can do it. You know it's done. You can do for a day or two, which helps your algorithm. But then people see it back when it's regular cost. You can also do like 99 cents. Everybody can do 99 cents. I don't know. I think it's good, but it would be interesting to combine those two at some point
Yeah.
and see. All right. So what else are you
Okay,
doing?
so while I'm still on this screen, let me show you the pre-orders of my new novel, Six. I'm
Yay! I
pretty
still
happy
don't have a
with
good sound thing.
It's coming out in late August, so I have plenty of time to build up more, but I'm pleased with that. You came back? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's good.
And more people have joined my list. I mean, you saw that I texted you that people have been joining my list from the 2-chapter teaser of that new book.
Mhm.
And then, of course, that leads into here's where you can pre-order it. So I think that that's where that's coming from.
Okay, so let's just, because you're the traffic expert and you have the traffic book. So how is that traffic getting to your 2-chapter teaser?
Okay, because I did bingo with it. So let me see what activities it had me doing. Book marketing, game results, tracker, spreadsheet, activities. So where did I start doing that? All right, this was still traffic. That was still traffic.
It was only last week, I think, that you started the fiction.
Yeah, it's been like I did the Kindle Unlimited book, then I did the 2-chapter, then I went back to the Kindle Unlimited book. So I think it's been the last 3 weeks that I've been doing fiction stuff. Traffic, 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 traffic. Okay, so yeah, this is the 2-chapter thing. So which romance trope is this poll? That didn't get very much traction, but I did it. I attempted to create the event and then I accidentally missed my own event.
Oh,
I did do, I boosted an Instagram reel. So
do you think that was partially responsible for that?
if I am able to see some of the results from that on the desktop or not. Okay. Website views was 66. Reach 829, views 982, 66 visits, 18 cents per website visit. Okay, that seems good. So yeah, with 66 website visits and probably 8 downloads. So I'd have to calculate what that conversion rate is. It's not like phenomenal, but it's something.
But it was responsible for the traffic.
$8.
It was the traffic driver. And once you have traffic, then you can, like improve the conversion
Yeah.
rate as you're driving the traffic. So that's nothing to sneeze at. That's
That
good.
was something I noticed with the TikTok ad I did for the Kindle Unlimited one was that the link that I put for them to click on through the ad was a redirect, and I think it was taking a second or two to like process the redirect, and I was losing people there. So I'm going to try it again without a redirect, just directly to Amazon, or directly, in this case, if I do it for this one, directly to the trailer, whatever.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, testing it. It's like
Because that's what like
fair.
the analytics to that showed me, that I was, I had this many clicks but this many landing page views, and they're so different. Like, well, that doesn't make sense, and it has to be because they're giving up before they reach the landing page. So probably has to do with the redirect taking time.
It could also be, some of it could be that they have, tracking not allowed.
That is
Because
another explanation. Yeah.
so you never know, because people are starting to recognize their privacy rights.
Yep. Okay, so yes, I emailed my list, but now I have a story to email them, so I'll do that too. I've been struggling to find something for this.
Which one is that? I can't remember.
Submit to a romance event or a KU promo.
Mm.
I just can't find any events, so I don't know. It's kind of similar to hosting my romance live stream, so I don't know. And I did the Spark ad, so we talked about that already. I'm in the process of pitching to podcasts and booktube for the fiction. I have 3 things to catch up with on the nonfiction. These 2 are relatively fast. Hosting on LinkedIn Live, you just told me that it sucks to do it on the weekend, so I guess I'll do it anyway, and it will suck.
Well, we'll test the theory, right? I mean, solopreneurs, we don't take time off.
Never stop working. Yeah. That is true. And maybe there'll be less competition on the weekends and I'll get seen better.
Yeah, and the more desperate people are looking for traffic, they might.
They're on LinkedIn, like, please, somebody help me. So then, like, the final thing is I need to, like, come up with a better challenge than this. And so that's holding me up because I'm, like, not happy with what chat gave me. And that is one of those places where we can ask chat to do something different. Like, why am I letting this hold me up? This is the dumbest reason to be not getting something done.
Yeah, you can go right back to that and
Yeah.
say, "Oh, I don't like this one. This sucks. Give me a better one." And, I mean, you could even give it some parameters for it.
Yeah, because it's like encourage people to share their secrets. So I really don't want to ask people to share their secrets on whatever live social media platform publicly. Like, so
Well,
I
let's
feel like
think about it though, because it's beach related. So, what
yeah,
kind
it's
of
really silly.
beach related beach reading tips? Like, how do you keep your e-reader from getting wet? Or
Yes. Give me
something
your
like
best
that.
tips for reading on the beach. Yeah, that's such a good idea. Oh, I'm so glad we do
That's
this.
even better. Yours is much better. You will get much better tips if you ask the way you asked. I
Yeah.
was too specific. No, I bet that you will get some good suggestions.
Yeah, and I might use yours as like an example to help people come up with ideas. But yeah, you're even better than ChatGPT. Who knew?
No. I mean, we come up with good ideas, but when you go to ChatGPT and have this conversation, sometimes you go places you don't expect, and also,
Sometimes they're good places. Sometimes
yeah.
they're not, but sometimes they're great.
But I mean, it's just that. But it's that. When I was thinking. So when I went back to ChatGPT, what would I do? What would I ask it to try and get it to help me do the things I want, not some random secrets thing? And so I was thinking, beach reads is like really hot right now, and reading on the beach can be really tough.
Yeah. Okay, I have much better ideas now, so I will probably be able to get that one done. So I guess we'll see on Monday. I certainly think I can get at least one bingo. I don't know if I'm gonna manage it for both, but I could if I really focus. We have plans with family today as well. My aunt from North Carolina is in town, and then my friends from Baltimore are driving up on the same day, so we have a lot happening today. Tomorrow, I think a little less so, but I can try to
This
get.
was good though. We did it.
We did it, and I have some great ideas, and I'm going to try to keep the momentum and do some of this stuff right now while I still have the momentum.
Okay. All right. I will see you on Monday, I guess. And that should be pretty.
I'm still at the hospital on Monday,
Oh,
so
wait. That's right. So Wednesday.
I'll pre-record my bingo card, and if you want to go live, you
Okay.
can.
Because
And
I have your instructions on how to do that. That's what I'll do. That's a good idea.
okay,
We'll actually maybe get that done this week.
so you can be live, and you'll be reacting to me not being live, but it's okay.
Yeah. But you will have your card done.
I
And
will have
that's
my
the
card done.
important thing.
So I'll fill it out like Sunday night and then record myself doing it so that you have content that you can use on Monday.
Okay. That sounds great. All right. Thanks, Carolyn. Bye.